Hello and welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar, your most trusted source for verified, in-depth updates on the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, Vietnamese Dong, VND, and other global currency revaluation developments. What we're sharing today is far more than just another speculative forecast. This is a historic moment. This may well be the most important update we've ever delivered on the Vietnamese Dong, and whether you've been holding currency for years or are just starting your journey in the world of foreign exchange, this information directly affects you. The long-discussed revaluation of the Vietnamese Dong is no longer a theory. It has officially entered the implementation stage. What was once a future possibility is now unfolding in real time, and its impact will extend far beyond Vietnam's borders. The developments taking place are already reshaping how we approach currency holdings, economic forecasting, and international investment. Just days ago, Vietnam made a bold and unprecedented public announcement regarding its currency strategy. In a live, nationally televised broadcast, the Vietnamese government, through the Minister of Finance and other senior officials from the central bank, outlined a clear three-phase plan for revaluing the Vietnamese Dong. This was not internet gossip or a vague leak from anonymous sources. It was a direct, official, on-the-record confirmation, broadcast live and watched by financial professionals, analysts, and everyday citizens around the world. According to the announcement, after years of internal reform, economic planning, and macroeconomic development, the Vietnamese Dong is now officially recognized by its own government as being significantly undervalued. The revaluation process has already begun. While the public announcement was just made, behind the scenes, key operational systems within Vietnam's financial and banking infrastructure have been preparing for this shift. Updates to banking software, digital payment platforms, and government tech systems began as early as last week, signaling that Phase 1 of the revaluation plan is already in motion. These behind-the-scenes actions are not symbolic. They're structural and operational. State-owned commercial banks, some of the largest in Southeast Asia, have updated their currency management systems. Digital tools used by the government to monitor, regulate, and control financial transactions have been upgraded to support the anticipated new rate. All of this is designed to ensure that the transition is smooth, stable, and secure. This kind of preparation shows Vietnam's seriousness and signals a commitment not only to improving the value of its currency, but also to maintaining order, avoiding disruptions, and protecting against manipulation or errors during. Perhaps the most electrifying part of this development is the exchange rate range that has now been privately circulated among financial insiders. While not yet finalized or made public on global markets, the projected range for the revalued Vietnamese Dong falls between 0.27 and 0.48 USD. This would represent one of the most dramatic single-currency revaluations in modern financial history. And this isn't just speculative optimism. Multinational financial institutions and currency trading platforms have reportedly received internal updates and recalibrated systems to prepare for the rate shift. These updates are already being implemented in global banking centers including Singapore, Frankfurt, New York, and Dubai. The scale of coordination now visible confirms that this isn't simply a domestic adjustment. It is a globally synchronized monetary realignment. Banks and governments are working in concert, following a script that's been clearly mapped out and carefully timed. Vietnam's decision to move forward at this moment is not being driven by outside speculation or political pressure. It is the result of more than a decade of consistent, measurable economic growth. Over the past 10 years, Vietnam has transformed nearly every major sector of its economy: manufacturing, exports, technology, infrastructure, and finance. The country has become a key production hub in Asia, attracting massive foreign investment, forging strong trade alliances with the U.S., Japan, South Korea, and Germany, and building a growing trade surplus. Its foreign currency reserves are at historic highs. Beyond that, Vietnam has enacted sweeping legal and regulatory reforms aimed at modernizing its financial institutions and promoting deeper global integration. This is not a short-term maneuver. It's the product of sustained and strategic economic policy. The Vietnamese government is not relying on hype or speculation to support its currency revaluation. It's backing it with real assets, policy reforms, and macroeconomic data. Now that the revaluation has begun, we can expect the next major milestone to occur in early June 2025. That's when the second phase, international system integration, will begin. This stage will see Vietnam's newly calculated exchange rate syncing with global financial and banking systems. Already, banks and financial institutions in countries such as the United States, Germany, Singapore, and the UAE have received operational notices preparing them to adopt the new rate. Currency exchange platforms, interbank settlement systems, and institutional investment platforms are all preparing to go live with the updated value. Global oversight organizations like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Trade Organization, WTO, are reportedly offering technical advisory support to ensure that this transition is seamless and does not disrupt the global economy. The magnitude of this coordination effort is enormous. This is the digital equivalent of flipping a global switch. Once it happens, every licensed financial platform around the world will reflect the new rate. By the end of May 2025, the third and final phase of Vietnam's revaluation plan is set to begin, the opening of the public exchange window. This is what most holders of the Vietnamese Dong have been waiting for. During this phase, individuals, institutions, and investors will be able to legally and officially exchange their VND at the new rate. All exchanges will occur through licensed banks, government-approved financial platforms, and regulated digital channels. Transparency and legal oversight will be paramount. This will not be a secret or underground operation. Every exchange will be documented, verified, and protected through secure processes. There will be no early access, private deals, or backroom conversions. If someone claims otherwise, they are either misinformed or trying to deceive you. The government has made it clear. Only authorized entities will be allowed to handle conversions. To prepare, start by confirming your holdings. If you have physical currency, ensure that the notes are authentic, properly stored, and photographed for record keeping. If you hold digital balances, log into your accounts, verify your amounts, and save copies of your transaction history. For large value exchanges, financial institutions may require government-issued identification and tax documentation, so gather and organize those records now. The more prepared and transparent you are, the smoother your exchange will be. Contact your financial institution as soon as possible to confirm whether they are participating in the revaluation and what their specific procedures will be. Do not wait until the exchange rate goes live. Those who prepare early will avoid delays, errors, and unnecessary complications. Your readiness today determines your financial opportunity tomorrow. It's also important to recognize that an event of this scale will attract fraudulent activity. Already, there are reports of fake early access offers, private exchange deals, and phishing attempts targeting currency holders. Let us be perfectly clear. No one has early access. No one has special rates, and no one can exchange ahead of the official public launch. These are scams. Protect your identity, your assets, and your investment by working exclusively with verified institutions and ignoring unofficial offers, no matter how convincing they may appear. In a significant and strategic development, Iraq is now following a similar trajectory. Verified government communications and institutional memos confirm that Iraq has entered Phase 2 of its own currency reform. Public exchange access is expected to open within the next 30 days. Like Vietnam, Iraq is aligning its central banking systems with global platforms, updating regulatory frameworks, and quietly informing international partners. This dual revaluation of both the Vietnamese Dong and the Iraqi Dinar is without precedent. Currency holders who are positioned in both may find themselves at the center of a financial transformation that is global in scope and historic in magnitude. Market signals confirm that this is more than a theory. Trading volumes in exotic currency pairs are rising. Hedge funds and institutional investors are adjusting their portfolios. The financial world is responding not to speculation, but to data, real, verified, and officially sanctioned updates. Forums that were once dominated by rumor are now filled with detailed analysis and live reports on regulatory shifts, banking updates, and economic metrics. Behind the scenes, major banks are updating their software, aligning their SWIFT protocols, and recalibrating systems in coordination with central authorities. This is no longer a question of if, it's a question of timing and readiness. Yes, caution is natural, and for years this space has been riddled with false starts and baseless hype. But this time, we are seeing transparency from national governments, validation from global financial organizations, and measurable economic metrics that confirm the legitimacy of what's happening. This is not a speculative pump. It's a disciplined monetary realignment backed by years of planning. If you are holding VND, IQD, or both, now is the time to transition from passive speculation to active preparation. Start by verifying the authenticity of your holdings. Ensure that your currency is real, your records are complete, and your documentation is secure. For digital holdings, download and save all statements, receipts, and login confirmations. Work only with regulated, licensed banks. Do not fall for unsolicited contacts, and never share your personal or financial information with anyone outside. Contact your financial advisor, tax consultant, or banking provider and ask if they are participating in either revaluation. Find out what documentation you'll need. Stay away from rumor-driven sources and focus only on official channels and trusted financial updates. Patience, clarity, and readiness are your greatest assets right now. The systems are live. The roadmap is public. The timeline is moving forward. What we're witnessing is the result of years, if not decades, of planning, policy, and perseverance. The long-awaited Vietnamese Dong revaluation is now confirmed and active. Iraq is advancing in parallel. This is no longer a theory. It is the new financial reality. Governments are aligning their systems, issuing public statements, and preparing for global synchronization. We are entering a new chapter in monetary policy, one that corrects long-standing imbalances and redefines what's possible for everyday currency holders. Stay focused. Keep your documents close. Be ready to act. This channel will continue to guide you through every step of this unfolding process, ensuring you're never left in the dark. History is being made. You're in the right place at the right time. But timing means nothing without action. Stay safe, stay informed, and above all, stay prepared.